What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be giving maybe my last update video of the day when it comes to free agency. I don't know. It really depends on what happens. Obviously, if the Lions do something, I will give you that update, but maybe the last one of the night, and then tomorrow we'll reboot for more talk. We do have a couple of updates. The first one is the main one, and that is that the Philadelphia Eagles have signed Javon Hargave to a 3-year, $39 million deal, and this makes him the highest paid nose tackle in the NFL. Honestly, this stinks. I really wanted Javon Hargave, but I did feel like the Lions were more interested in DJ Reader. There are still a lot of guys out there when it comes to defensive tackle that aren't like the big names, but with Chris Jones and Javon Hargave now off of the board, I really think that DJ Reader is someone we're targeting, and I wouldn't be shocked if we do sign him. I predicted the Lions would sign him, so obviously I felt like that was the guy that the Lions were going to go after if it was a big name defensive tackle. So now I'm even more thinking that that's who we're trying to go after. Obviously, DJ Reader has not been really any talks yet. I think it's going to be with the Detroit Lions. I just have that feeling. But yeah, so Javon Hargave is now going to the Philadelphia Eagles. That stinks. You know, I really liked him. He could get pressure. He could be a run stopper. But I think DJ Reader fills what we need a little bit more. And we'll see if the Detroit Lions make that move to go do it. I just have that feeling they will. I think that's where they're going to spend a lot of their money. Also, the Miami Dolphins have signed Kyle Van Noy to a 4-year, $51 million deal. The Dolphins have a lot of money. I mean, you see this all the time. Some of these teams are just tanking. They get rid of all their players. They stockpile draft picks, and they have a lot of money in free agency. That's exactly what the Dolphins have here. They have a lot of draft picks, and they have a lot of money for free agency, and they're spending a lot of it. They go with Kyle Van Noy for 4 years, $51 million. This is a guy that I thought could fit the Lions. I thought he could be a helpful player. I do feel like there's better players, though, out there, because I felt like he wasn't a guy that's going to give you a specific, really good at one specific area. You know, he wasn't the best edge rusher that we could get, best at really anything, but for the Dolphins, he is a good linebacker that can do multiple things. Obviously, since he went to the Patriots, he was a lot better. And now Miami, who got to see him a lot, they probably realized, yeah, this is a good player. Maybe we should bring him in. So yes, 4 years, $51 million for Kyle Van Noy. The next deal that we have is Chicago Bears actually signed Jimmy Graham to a 2-year, $16 million deal, Jimmy Graham, to the Chicago Bears. Now, this one, for me, kind of confuses me, and this isn't because I don't like Chicago or because they're in a division, but they took him from the Green Bay Packers, and I felt like Jimmy Graham was kind of on his last leg. He was kind of old. I mean, he just didn't seem to be the same player. He wasn't too bad with the Packers, but I just didn't really completely understand this. This does, again, make it so they don't have that need going into the draft, or maybe they do, and they just go with a different, then they have two tight ends. But I did feel like with that second round pick, they would take a tight end like a Cole Kmet, a lot of guys like that. But they did decide to go get Jimmy Graham. They got a veteran tight end now. So we'll see how it works out there. They've been in talks for a lot of quarterbacks. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet, so we'll see what happens there. They could be interested in a quarterback in the second round now. I don't know. Maybe Jake Fromm. I thought that was a possibility. Possibly Jalen Hurts. I'm not sure. But those are really the three main moves that have happened. I just want to give you guys an update on Michael Brockers to the Baltimore Ravens. That's the main updates that we have right now. Also, the Saints have made an offer for Jamie Collins. We'll see if that goes through. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and Panthers signed Justin Burris to a 2-year, $8 million deal. So those are your updates right now. So a lot of the guys that Lions are still targeting, I feel like, are still available. A couple have obviously went off the board now with Javon Hargave and Kyle Van Noy, but there's still guys we have an opportunity to go out and get. But I really do truly believe it's going to be DJ Reader that we end up with when it comes to defensive line. We'll see what happens. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I just have a feeling that DJ Reader is the guy that we're targeting, and that's why we didn't go with Javon Hargave. $13 million a year isn't that bad for me, honestly. I mean, yes, it's the highest paid nose tackle, but I could definitely have seen paying for that, and I would have loved to pay for that, but we didn't. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Anyways, let me hear your thoughts, comments below. That may be your final update of the day. I'm not exactly sure. Overall, it's been an interesting day. I mean, it's been very interesting. Lions haven't made many moves. They signed one tackle who I guess was a left tackle, but I'm pretty sure he can play right tackle from what I've heard from the Philadelphia Eagles in Big V. A lot of people don't like the signing. You know, they're mad that Detroit Lions, and I just kind of want to clear this up, my thoughts. A lot of people are mad that we made this signing when we could have just paid Graham Glasgow $1 more million a year and brought him back for 4 years, which the Denver Broncos did. Personally, I'm not disagreeing with you there because I think, you have the right to say that because, Graham Glasgow is good for us. I made a very big argument for Graham Glasgow, so don't tell me, hey, you don't even want Graham Glasgow. I obviously want Graham Glasgow here. I wanted him here, and I was shocked that we didn't give him back or, offer him back. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I think what the Lions are doing, and I said this before, I don't know how true it is, but it's just my opinion. I believe the Lions are focusing less on guard and more on tackle. They want to protect Stafford. A lot of sacks come from the tackle spot statistically. I think the Lions are trying to beef up the tackles. I feel like, left tackle with Decker, right tackle now with our new man in Big V, who's apparently a really good run blocker, who is very young. 2016 was when he was drafted, a young player, locked him up for 5 years. He's going to be here. Last season was his best season. Yes, he was a backup, but at the same time, he played over 4 400 snaps. So that's a pretty involved backup if you ask me, and that's because of a lot of injuries and older players on that Eagles offensive line. So we brought him in. I don't hate the move. I think you got to spend money, to get replacements. We had to replace the right tackle spot. So even if we did overpay, we had to do it. You had to find someone. Once you get rid of Rick Wagner, you're in a position where you had to find someone. But at the same time, I also talked about how we could take a little bit of a risk because we still have Terrell Crosby. I felt like this was a solid move for the Lions to get right tackle. Maybe not like an A+, but I thought it was an okay move. I don't disagree with it. I don't hate it. Obviously, you have to wait and see what he does. It's hard to judge people before you see anything. But right on the surface, I don't think it was a bad move. And again, personally, I just think that's what the Lions are doing. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not sure. I'm just saying I think the Lions are focusing on tackles and less on guards. We'll see, though. They still have a long time, and there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of options for them. But we'll see. That's all the Lions have done for today. And those are your final updates. I do have like 4 other videos if you guys want to go check those out. And yeah, I do appreciate all of you guys for the support today. It's been awesome. Hopefully tomorrow is also awesome. And obviously, if anything happens between now and then, I will give you that. If it's Lions news. If it's something really little, I really won't tell you unless it's the big NFL news. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm out.